Live.
Hey y'all, it's Chris and Tammy with Collard Valley Cooks. Tonight we're making crab cakes, and I'm making a really simple sides to go with it. We're making rice-a-roni and some canned peas. We're also going to have some snapper that Chris caught. And so the big show, the big, thing of the night is the crab cakes. It is in my second cookbook, and we'll be using that recipe. But the first thing we got to do is start our rice-a-roni because it takes it about 20 minutes. And by the time I mix these up and get them fried, the rice will be ready. All right. So we're going to step right over here. I'm going to put a couple of tablespoons in this pot right here of butter. And I'll throw in my rice. And we're just going to let it get a little toasty brown, just like they tell you to. You know, most everybody knows how to go by the rice-a-roni box directions. And I like it. You know, I could use broth in it tonight instead of water. We'll at least do that step, because I do have some fresh. What is that noise? Did you hear that?
It's from you slamming that spoon on
Really?
that thing. Yeah.
All right.
It's ringing.
All right, look at here. You can let them watch me for a second. No, it's this beeping. I knew. Lord mercy.
No, there was like a ringing noise.
I'm getting out my broth because I made that chicken. It's out in the garage.
Let's just do the water.
Okay, we'll just do the water. Now I've already poured out my water. I was going to grab my chicken broth and make the rice in the chicken broth, and you can do that. I had plenty of time to go out there and get it because you're supposed to wait till this browns a little. I don't know if y'all like to wait for it to brown a little, but I do. Put that butter in there and let it get a little toasty. It'll be good anyway because you're making the way that they have you do it, because you use the packet. That's like creating chicken broth. That's all that is. That's what it is. It's what it amounts to. What it amounts to. We're going to get our water in here with it. And when you make rice, you want it on a low setting. So I've got the one on the back burner on. We can turn it all the way down on low. And it gets lower than this front because it's got that wok thing on top of it. Because I have double rings, and so my stove gets hotter than most people's stoves, and it don't have a real low simmer. So what I have to do is put it on that so it holds it up just a little bit higher. We're going to put a lid on it, and there's our rice. It'll be ready in 20 minutes. Simple dimple. Now, for our peas, we're just going to do these two things first. Y'all were probably thinking, is this cooking like Mama did? Well, yeah, my mama made rice-a-roni. Surely your mama did. And my mama opened LaSure peas too. So, my mama would like this meal. The star of the show tonight is crab cakes, and we're about to get to that. But you got to put your sides on first. All right, this is going to be our peas. And Mama always put butter in her peas. She put butter in peas, butter peas, but in like Crowder peas and stuff like that, she used oil. And that's how she did it. All right. Now we're going to chop up some vegetables to go in our crab cakes before we mix them up. Chris went outside, got me some fresh parsley from the garden. And it's sitting right there. And we're going to use a little onion. I don't have any green onion in the house, so we'll be using this onion instead. And you just need a few tablespoons of minced onion. It says a quarter cup. I might have to cut all this up for a quarter cup. Oh no, I may not.
think it needs a whole ton of onion.
I think that's more than enough, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's chop it up little. Now, I usually make these a lot thicker with flour and breadcrumbs because I make them stretch out, okay? Another thing is a lot of people like them, and I was reading one of these old cookbooks that a croquette, the definition of a croquette is actually when you make a mushy type batter like tuna salad and crab cake mix like we're about to do, and it's kind of mushy and you fry it. But I personally, it's just my personal thing that just drives me crazy is I don't like it to be mushy on the inside. It makes me think it's not done. And so my crab cakes have more flour in them so that they puff up and cook compared to most people's. And that's just a personal preference of mine. There's our parsley, and we're just putting that in there for color mostly. Now, I'm going to use some lemon. I'm going to use this old lemon because it needs to be done something with. I'm going to slice it in a minute because I want a little bit for my tea, and I don't want onion in my tea. And I wanted to use a little bit of this pepper out of the garden because to me it's just so good. I've been eating them, just eating them. The other day I came in here and had me 2 for a snack. I just love them. They're so good to me. They're not hot at all, and they're just delicious, y'all. Get out of there. There it goes. I'm just going to chop it right here. Chris, don't want a lot of this in there, do you? Can I do the whole thing?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it, love it. I ain't no knife expert. I know when they're sharp and when they're not, but I'm not a chef. But I'm the only chef my honey needs, ain't I, baby?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, I got crab meat. Let me make sure everything's jiving over here. Looking good. I got crab meat from Kroger, and it was on sale for $9.99, and it's usually $20. That's one reason I decided to make crab cakes. I buy stuff when it's on sale, and I use it. And that's the time of year I have it. This week, they had crab meat, scallops, and shrimp on sale. Woo! They had a lot of good stuff on sale. And that smells so good. Just pretty lump claw crab meat is what I picked out. They had 3 different kinds. This is what I decided to get. And my recipe calls for 16 ounces, and this is only 8 ounces. So we're making a half of a recipe pretty much today anyway. Because, I mean, I didn't want to buy more crab meat, especially as expensive as it is, that me and Chris could eat.
Thank you, AGC.
Oh, you know what? I probably should have chopped that up some.
I don't know.
Huh?
I don't know. I mean.
Oh, I can just, it's just got the big lump, the bigger pieces on the very top for show.
Mm-hmm.
It smells so good, y'all. It smells so good.
Looks good.
It sure does. It smells good. So we're going to put in some onion, some of this pepper, some of this parsley, all right. You want to taste the crab meat, but you don't want to overdo it with spices. A lot of people tend to overdo it. I'm going to use what I like. and that's Seafood Spectacular. It's not got a real strong Cajun taste. A lot of y'all like the strong Cajun flavors. You use your favorite spices in your crab cakes. I'm going to use my favorite ones in mine. This is just Seafood Spectacular. I am going to use a half teaspoon of it because this is a half recipe. Because I want to taste that crab meat, okay? Now you're going to use just a little bit of yellow mustard.
We're making crab cakes. It's got the wrong title on it again there, Timmy. It
Oh, no.
says lemon icebox.
Cake. Well, for heaven's sakes. Sometimes when I do this, y'all got the right thumbnail. Y'all just got the wrong title. Sometimes before I go live, I'll update stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. You just don't ever know. So you put in a little bit of mustard, and we're going to be using a little bit of mayonnaise. 1/3 cup for a whole recipe. So I'm just going to put a scoop in it. Okay? And you got your onion. I'm going to put in 1 egg. Everything looks good over here. 1 egg. And a little salt and pepper. Oh, I just love the way that crab meat smells. Now, Chris laid out a little bit of snapper that he caught, and so we're going to have it as well. I may put just a little extra salt because my seasoning didn't have salt in it. The mayonnaise does. All right, and then we've got to put it in the breadcrumbs and the flour. But I'm going to mix this up good first. Now, most people's crab croquettes, I have a really mushy batter, but I just can't handle it. I have to put some flour in mine so it rises up more like a cake. 1/4 cup. Oh, that's okay. A 1/4 cup self-rising. And remember, I am halving this recipe. And then for breadcrumbs, I use 1.5 cups, which is a lot. I am going to use, say that would be 3/4 of a cup, right?
Just do a 1/2 cup. See what you think.
Yeah, I'll mix it up with a 1/2 cup of these, and then
Thank you, Debbie.
I put a heaping one in. All right, we're gonna mix this up and see how it looks. Now, I do put a good bit more breading in mine than a lot of people do. But like I said, I don't like them to be mushy when I bite into it like they are in the restaurants. I don't know why, I just don't. It just makes me think it ain't done, which it don't have to be done. It's like tuna fish, you know what I mean? But there's just something about it.
That's going to make a lot of crab cakes, ain't it? That's just half a recipe.
Yes. I made this recipe when I made it when the kids were still home.
Yeah.
And I tell you, it serves like 8 or something like that. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. Was this, which cookbook is that?
2.
Second one?
Yeah. Should have had this on. So we're going to be putting our fish just in butter in this skillet. So I'm going to turn this one on as well. It's not on my side. It's not on my side.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not over my side.
Okay.
It's really hard to center these things unless you're standing.
Well, the flame's bigger than the
I know.
pot.
That's a little skillet, ain't it?
Yeah.
So I'm putting butter in here, and I might need to get some real butter. That over there I got grabbed is margarine. I'm not putting margarine in the skillet. Talking to me. It's got water in it. So our rice is back there simmering. Everything's looking good. I tell you what, while we're
You ought to
waiting-
wait on that fish until you're about done with the crab cakes,
Well,
because
I
the fish
am.
only takes.
I just was gonna melt the butter.
Okay.
I'll turn it off.
Yeah.
I am. It will take that fish in about 3 minutes. About the time the crab cakes have flipped, I'll put the fish in.
Okay.
What do you want on your fish, baby?
Just salt and pepper, and that seafood spectacular will be good.
Okay. I don't
Yes.
know that I made this butter. All right, y'all. I'm gonna slice a little bit of lemon for me, just to go in my tea over here, and then we're gonna use the rest of it on the crab cakes. And I'm using an older lemon because it's in the refrigerator and it needs to be used. So it makes sense to go ahead and use an old one. To me. This will go on our crab cakes, and then I'm gonna make me a glass of tea right quick. I make my tea in milk jugs because it's easier to me to pour it. And it's kind of sweet because it's been made a couple of days. And when it's sweet, I like to put lemon in it. That's the only time I put lemon in my tea, is if it's sweet. That's good, y'all. Good Tetley tea. That's my favorite tea. All right, we're going to put a little test piece in here. See how it's doing? Yeah. And I'm not picky about my croquettes and what they look like. I guess I could. I usually just throw them in there. I'm going to cook like Mama did and throw them in there. And I don't need this. I need this. All right. I want to pop me. Oh, that crab meat probably had a little water in it.
I bet it did.
I might have to get me a shield before it's over. I don't want my arm getting popped. I got lymphedema in my arm, y'all, and I can't let it get popped or I'll wind up in the hospital with cellulitis. Yep. It's doing it. Being mean to me. It's because that crab had a little water in it, y'all. Just got to do what you got to do. Get them over. They're going to be good, though.
Smells good.
Oh, this crab meat did smell so sweet and good. Chris's friend Paul makes crab cakes all the time, but he goes out and gets the crab and has to get the meat off of the crab, and I'll turn this down. Gets the meat off the crab, and it's a lot of work. I'm like, Paul, pay the $20 and go to the store and get you some. I think Chris did that with him one time, didn't you, baby?
I've never. I went and got the crabs. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hadn't done the.
We ate his crab cakes one time.
Yeah.
Now it's gonna settle down, and now that maybe it's settled enough, y'all can. I don't want to leave the lid on it too long. And you gotta be careful with those lids because they're silicones, and you can't let that flame get right on them. If you do, then you might have a melted.
Have a real mess.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. All right. All right. All good. Let's get this and flip one. And then, ooh, these are getting too brown, Chris. Warned me. You should have warned me. Lord. Got burnt crab cakes.
They're not burnt.
They're pretty doggone brown. I don't like them to be that brown. I think the skillet is hotter for some reason on that side. It can't be, because that's not even... Here, let me turn this one on. All right. We won't get it quite as brown on the other side. I say that, and they're getting brown already.
You
Let me
just
turn
got
it
it.
down a little bit more. I didn't turn it down enough.
You need to turn those over that are,
Oh, they're fine.
yeah, okay.
I think they are.
All right.
Oh, they're pretty brown, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Just 2 of them was left. Oh, there's buttering up. They look like they're just bubbling like butter.
Mm-hmm.
And there ain't even no butter in that. This is where our butter is, right here. And this is just, what kind of snapper, Chris?
Vermilion snapper.
Vermilion snapper, y'all.
Yep.
Vermilion. Let's put this on here. A little salt. Little pepper. I'm getting some of these out, Chris. We can let them get brown in it. We got some brown crab cakes. But you know what? When you go to the restaurant, sometimes they're pretty dark.
They're fine. They're not burnt.
They're just not quite as pretty as I wanted them to be.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're perfect. Those are. These are perfect. I'm gonna tell you, these non-stick pans heat up so much quicker than my cast iron does. Sure do. Well, these are the light ones. The last ones I put in after the grease had cooled down some. There's our crab cakes, y'all. Our peas are ready. Now I'm gonna put some of this on his fish.
It's over there.
My seafood's spectacular. You want more salt on it than what I put on it?
No.
We're gonna flip this. Now I like to fry fish up on high in butter. It makes it have a real nice crispy edging and crust. That's the way I like to cook it. These are big, thick pieces of fish, so it's going to take them a little bit longer to get done. They're not quite ready, Mr. Nichols. I should have started them sooner, I guess. What you want to do?
You need to come over here and
Well,
look.
you need to come on
And
my
look.
side.
No, come over here and look for mine.
All right. Okay.
Check
It's
it
so
out.
weird 'cause you can't see where it is when you're just on one side. When you're cooking, you're right in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So a little more live. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry, y'all. When you're cooking and you're live, you're right in front of it. I'm so sorry, y'all. I got pepper in my nose when I sprinkled this fish. But you want, when you're cooking fish, you want it to, the butter to be brown like that. Gosh almighty. And for it to get nice and crispy. That's how you want it. Ain't it, baby? And our rice is almost perfect. We're about to make a plate.
Okay.
So, to clean up my mess while we finish up that fish. So we're gonna have a good supper. I think I'm finished sneezing finally. Sorry about that, y'all. I know it was loud.
Hot water cornbread. We have made hot water cornbread.
Oh, yes.
We don't really like it,
No, I don't like it.
but
I
we
like
made
my
it.
cornbread with buttermilk.
We made
And
it for
some
the viewers one
butter
time.
in it and
Yeah.
some salt and pepper. When I make fried cornbread,
Yeah.
I really like to put an egg in it. I like to, let's see if this is nice and crunchy
It's
now.
ready for sure.
I
perfect.
thought I seen it still kind of raw in the middle. Did you? You didn't see that?
Getting some smoke. Hope our alarm don't go off.
I know our alarm might go off.
It's sensitive.
It is.
That looks good.
All right, I'll put this right here. Let's get him a couple of these.
I don't. Are you leaving that in there for you or something?
It's not completely done on the middle.
It's
I seen it was still a little transparent when I flipped it.
translucent. I don't think
Translucent, whatever it's called. Just
transparent.
trying to make sure it's done.
Transparent means you can see through it.
Let me see.
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
All right. Just making sure. Here's our rice. It wouldn't hurt for it to sit a minute, but we're gonna make a plate anyway. Because we can. Can I put your peas on your rice?
Nope.
Or like,
Why don't you just make you a
I'll
plate?
make me a plate.
and
'Cause
eat
I
it.
want mine. I want a hole in here and put
Okay.
peas in it.
All right. Do it. Go for it.
That's how I want my peas. And here's my little crab cakes. And that's our supper tonight, y'all. It was easy and fast. And so I'm gonna put some lemon juice on this. Y'all see how pretty that looks? Let's put a little lemon juice on it. Snapper and crab tonight. And I was gonna make broccoli, but I really wanted peas with it. I don't know what it is, but when I have fish and rice, I want English peas. That's what I want. So that's what I got. We're gonna have to hurry because Chris is hungry. I'm gonna taste his snapper. That's really different than trout.
Yeah, this is more like red.
It's
No,
fishier.
it's not like red snapper. From what I understand, it's a little different.
It's good, but it's fishy. So if you don't like fishy fish, you wouldn't like it. It's not like tilapia and cod and sea trout that we're used to. It's more of a fishy taste, but it's good. And then this is my crab cake. Yummy. I shoved that in there really quick, didn't I?
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. I didn't realize it until I did it, and I was like, oh, wow, on the air. I'll let you see the inside of them. See, they're not mushy looking, but you can still see the pieces of crab in them. And that's just how I like my crab cakes. Mmm. It tastes a lot, really and truly. It tastes a lot like stuffing, like crab stuffing that you get inside of a salmon, piece of salmon, or that kind of stuff.
Like
Except
flounder, like they do with stuffed
Yeah.
flounder and stuff.
Except it's got crab in it. a lot of crab in it. It's really good. It's delicious. And you can pick it up and eat it with your fingers. And that's all there is to it. Y'all, it was kind of wild, but it usually is when I'm live. Some people like to watch us live and some people like to watch our edited content. It's so funny because we have some people that will only watch live videos and some people that will only watch edited content. But then our favorite people are the ones that watch both. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening while we feast on our seafood that we got on sale and the fish Chris caught. We'll see you next time on Collard Valley Cooks, Cooking Live. Mama did. Bye, y'all. Love ya.